Who has it harder in life and society, men or women? Well, my answer probably won't be very popular because, being a woman, my politically correct answer should be women have it harder than men. But I disagree with this generalization. Yes, there are countries where women have it harder than men, but it isn't the case everywhere. I live in Australia, and by feminists I am often told that I have it tougher than men, but somehow I have never noticed this to be true. I am working in IT, obviously a men domain. I am on the same salary as my male co-workers in the same position, and actually because of all the newly introduced equality rules it's quite easy for me to find a job. There aren't many females interested in IT, and companies have to employ women in each department, so not much competition for me. Smile. I was born and grew up in Poland, and when I was a teenager I was really grateful to be a woman. All men had to do compulsory military services. Many of them didn't want to, but they had to. At those times there was also a real risk that they would be sent to war. I was so thankful that I didn't need to worry about this. By the way, I will never understand why women fought for the rights to be able to join the army and go and risk their lives just to go to other countries and kill other men, women and children. Some countries recruit children to their army. There are already plenty of answers saying why women have it harder in life than men. Therefore I decided to give a couple of examples why in the Western countries it could actually be the opposite. Let's have a look at domestic violence. When a man hurts a woman, she will have protection from everywhere, plenty of services, organization ready to support women. There are, however, cases when women are physically violent against a man. She can attack him, hit and kick him. He can't do anything for as soon as he even tries to protect himself. He could be seen as the offender. Imagine a man going to cops reporting experiencing domestic violence from his wife. This would be just a joke. Everybody would just laugh at him, if not directly in his face, then behind his back. This would be humiliating, as females are often victims of physical domestic violence. Men are often victims of emotional and verbal abuse. Of course we can't talk about this, because men should be tough. There is hardly any support for men experiencing abuse. Many men, as soon as they get married, they enter a celibate. Isn't completely ignoring the emotional and sexual needs of the partner a form of abuse? The woman can neglect all physical and emotional needs of her husband, no intimacy at all, and if he is lucky he can get sex occasionally, but he should control his emotions. Oh well, I'm glad I am not a man. What about their biggest weakness, sexual urges? Their penis works absolutely independently from their brain, their mind and their heart. This is actual scientific fact. Even if the man doesn't feel attracted to a woman, if she starts touching him in certain ways, his penis will get hard. Oh yeah, let's have some fun. I want to get in. The penis has its own mind. Many women will use this weakness in order to manipulate the man and get what she wants, for example seducing a man, regardless if he is married or committed to someone else, getting ahead in her career, etc. I know a few cases when the man actually loved his wife, didn't want any affair or anything, nonetheless he fell into the trap. Well, as soon as he stepped over the line he regretted it, but then it was too late. Of course he was the bad one, his wife got all the support and he was to be blamed. Rape. If a woman gets raped, she will get plenty of support. Men can also get raped, as I mentioned earlier, biologically possible, and it happens occasionally. However, there is zero support for them. In fact, they are in double trouble, especially if they were raped by a female. Not only were they forced to have sex against their will, but he will be accused of being the rapist. Well, imagine a man stating that he was raped. Yeah, I know, that's funny, isn't it? Nobody will believe him. Obviously it doesn't happen very often, but it does happen, and there is no support whatsoever for the man. He has to cope with all this on his own. And there is also the career pressure and everything that comes with it. In our Western society, men are portrayed as tough, emotionless, heartless sex machines who cause violence, destruction and harm to women. They are gamblers and alcoholics. Men actually aren't even allowed to be gentle and emotional, as this would be seen as a weakness. There are hardly any services for men struggling with emotional and psychological issues. In fact, life for a man in Australia is so much better than for a woman. Then more than 75% of all suicides in Australia in 2017 were committed by men. Anyway, to answer, I would say that life is as it is. Regardless of our gender, we will face some struggles and difficulties in life. Most of us will struggle with adversities of life, with pain, with loss, with trauma. Only different factors will cause the problems. All the best.